So I think virality is not something that's easily definable. Virality tends to be surprising. For example, the Kony 2012 video that's going around has been seen by millions and millions of people, but it breaks all of the conventions about viral videos. It's long, it's drawn out, it's actually very emotional and not very funny, it's not a snippet, but people feel passionate about what the guy's talking about. Now, whether it's accurate or not is wholly debatable, but viral videos tend to be very surprising in its resurgence. And when people try to re-engineer it, it tends to not work very well, because once something goes viral, the door is basically shut behind them for a period of time. It's only going to be a copycat, it's not going to be original, and therefore it's not going to work as well.
You and your site pioneered a lot of this stuff, especially with the mashup type cats and all that stuff. Talk about how that became popular and what you learned from that.
So for us, we wanted to give our users the tools to do what they want to do. It wasn't just about posting photos, it was about what can I do as a community to add my contribution to the photo that somebody else uploaded. And what it did was it created a group of people who enjoyed mashing up content, which at the time, back in 2007, was relatively new. Remember, we didn't have smartphones that you could actually take photos and caption things, but now we do. And so it's exploding the idea that people can not just consume, but also create their own or add their little touch and spin to it. With our platform, with Cheezburger, what we want to do is give everybody the ability to express their idea, express their sense of humor. It's not about blogging, it's not about writing for a long period of time, it's not about constantly updating the site, it's about packaging up a joke or a sense of humor and putting it out there and sharing it with the world.
What you're putting out now for people is tools to do that, in terms of putting out specific types of content that's not written, but is a certain photo or a certain video, things like that.
Right, it's about feeling emotion. It's not about necessarily communicating using words. So if people go to sites.cheezburger, CHEEZ burger.com, all they have to do is create a site name, punch in a URL that they want, and voila, it's a site. Nothing complicated, nothing to worry about. All of a sudden they can start uploading photos, captioning in it, and actually start making jokes or expressing their sense of humor.
Why does your site, from the beginning till now, why does it attract people who are interested in all this crazy stuff?
There's a real generational shift that's happening. And I think people are realizing that the internet is far more engaging as an interactive medium than a broadcast one. And as people are adopting how to use the internet, there's a barrier to kind of creating content or remixing content that's going away. I mean, it's almost gone. People tweet, people add Facebook messages, people take photos on their cell phones and upload it, people take YouTube videos. All that is a growing trend of people taking control of their entertainment and saying, I want to be a part of this, and I don't need to have somebody else tell me what I should be entertained by.
Right, so it's not just going to your site to see photos, it's going there to write on them and make their own captions and whatever the interaction may be.
Right, so imagine this. The first generation of internet was about internet as a verb. I'm using this thing called the internet. The second generation, the one that we live in now, is about internet as a noun, as a place, really, a place where I live. So people take care of the internet, the place you live, very differently than internet, the thing that you use. So we call it the intertubes or the interwebs, and it's kind of funny way to talk about it, but it's the primary form of culture creation in America. It is where the rock stars of the future will come from.
How do you see that developing, and how do you see people using these tools in the future?
I think for us, things will get easier. I think for us, things will be even more lightweight, meaning people will feel less committed to updating something for a long term. It's like disposable, yet even more valuable, because it's easier to get in and out. It's less commitment. I think it's more creative and less about the dressing, right? The expression of themselves through color and theming. It's really more about different verticals. Like for Pinterest is for design, LinkedIn is for resumes, Cheezburger is for humor.
Do you need to know what's funny in order to build the tools that you've built, or how does that work?
No one needs to be funny, okay. Right? Like, who am I to judge if you are funny or not? What you really need to do is to be appreciated by your friends and to be appreciative of the work that you put into it. And you know what? If you don't have a sense of humor that's popular for millions of people, so what? At least you enjoy yourself. That's what we want people to do. Be happy for just a few minutes a day.